Hello everyone, welcome back to the Strawberryloli channel. Today I am going to be testing out the WAKEMAKE Soft Blurring Eye Palette in number 17 Lime Crush Blurring. So this is my first ever purchase from the WAKEMAKE Soft Blurring series. I've been pretty intrigued by this series for a while now, but I haven't bitten the bullet just because I found their previous color stories leading up to this one to be rather bland and repetitive. However, this one with the lime and the pink lilac combination, it definitely caught my attention. So I went ahead and picked it up. It's actually a lot smaller, a lot more compact than I would have imagined. It fits pretty much right in the palm of my hand, and yet you get 16 whole pans in here, so it's a great use of space. It's really nice and compact, and the packaging feels really sturdy as well. Like, it doesn't feel flimsy whatsoever. So yeah, there's 16 pans, but actually since 4 of these are diagonally split into 2 shades, there are 20 shades overall. Now before we get into the application, I will just say right off the bat, as you can probably tell, the palette as a whole is very, very light. That's another reason why I held off on purchasing anything from the Soft Blurring Eye Palette series for so long, because all of their palettes are so light. Like, when you look at the deepest shade in every single color variation, it's always a super light. I feel like even by Asian Korean beauty standards. You'll see for yourself in the hand swatches that I throw up as well, but some of these shades are just so similar. Every single color in this palette is technically a different shade, but some of them are so similar. There's virtually like no distinction I feel that you can make between them once you actually apply it on your eyes. Like, for example, the 3 lime greens down the diagonal here. I mean, you can tell that this one has the most like intensity, but it just kind of makes me wonder what's the point of having these two, since you really only need this middle shade here. And also this pink shade up here, it looks metallic pink in the pan, but it's pretty much like straight up white when you swatch it on your finger. So just to be aware of that. I did play around very lightly with this palette last week on my actual lids. I will say that the formula is very, very smooth and buttery. Probably one of the most, if not the most, finely milled eyeshadow formula that I've come across. It definitely goes on opaque, especially if you use an eye primer, and it does blend. They blend really seamlessly into each other, and there's virtually no fallout whatsoever. So as far as the formula goes, I would say it is pretty impressive. Like, it's better than I expected. It's not chalky at all in terms of the texture and finish. But again, like I mentioned, the biggest caveat I feel for most people would just be like the actual lightness of the shades. It's too light, you know, it's too limited in the amount of skin tones that it would serve. Why did I just like review the whole palette before even applying? So let's get on with the application. Alright, so I'm starting off with the green here. Sorry for the background noise. And I'm going to place that in the inner half of my lid. So I did have to put on a few layers to get this color payoff, but as you can see, we did get there. It's definitely like staying in place, and that tells you that the formula is layerable, which is great. So just for the sake of comparison, I'm going to add some of this green down here. This one is more of like a true lime green, while this one has a little bit of yellow mixed into it. I just want to see if there's any difference whatsoever that can be detected by the naked eye, because I have a feeling there's virtually no difference. Yeah. Very, very marginal. Okay, then I'm going in with this pink up here. This one is called Whisper, and I'm gonna sweep it across the outer half of my eye. I'm gonna make it like diagonal, kind of like the pans in the palette. Okay, then I really want to try this lime green glittery shade down here. This is... oh, it's called Lime. Okay, yeah, it has like chunkier glitters in it. So I'm going to tap that along the center, but following like a straight line, kind of, to emphasize the shape. Ooh, I quite like that. Okay, it's a little flaky at first, but you just have to be patient and press it in with your brush. It's better if you use a flat brush. I like how this is kind of a more finely milled, delicate version of those classic, like, large Korean pressed glitters. Like, for example, this Unleashia Duo, this is what I think of when I say classic Korean pressed glitters. And I love this, don't get me wrong, this formula shows up really well on camera, but it's just like really huge chunks as compared to this pan in WAKEMAKE. You see the difference in glitter size. But yeah, this green glitter is really fun, I must say. I don't think I have a lime green pressed glitter in my collection yet, so this would be a first. Alright, now we're going to speed through eyeliner and lashes. I'm using the Flirte heart-shaped lip gloss. I forget the exact name. This is an extremely melty formula. It's pretty much like if it wasn't contained in this tube here, it would just be like a loose, not loose, but like, you know, it would just be a very shapeless balm. So I actually really love this formula. The only thing is that it goes so quickly. Like, even the first day that I used this, I was afraid by the third time I reapplied that I would already have an empty on my hand. I feel like it's just gonna run out so fast. But it is pretty affordable, so I mean, there's the trade-off. So here's my finished look. It's kind of like a limeade slash pink lemonade situation. That's the vibes that I'm getting. Very summer appropriate. Like I said, I am overall pleasantly surprised with the quality of this WAKEMAKE blurring, soft blurring palette formula. I just wish that they had more contrast within their shades. If you're gonna do so many shades in one pan, why not have a larger spectrum, you know? And that way I feel like these would be more successful globally too. I mean, I don't know if that's the brand's ultimate goal, but yeah. WAKEMAKE Soft Blurring Palette in number 17, Lime Crush Blurring. It's a go for me. My dress today actually matches my makeup look. I'll see if I can insert a full body picture. Yeah, I do think the name is very apt though. The formula is indeed very blurring, and as I mentioned before, you can really layer up however light the colors are. You can at least build them up so that they're opaque on your lids. They will stay on your lids, especially if you use a nice eye primer. And it looks decently smooth too. Like, for a matte formulation, most of these are mattes. I feel like my lids look exceptionally smooth. It doesn't emphasize any lines or dryness. Yeah, so I saw that they also released a bluish themed palette. Once that one makes its way to Japan as well, inevitably I will probably be picking up and trying out the blue one as well. But yeah, so far so good. Oh, and I did want to mention that there is a bit of kick up in the pan. Once it's applied to your lids, there's minimal fallout, but like for the glitter shades especially, expect quite a bit of kick up if you're really like trying to dig in there with your brush. Shouldn't be a problem, especially if you lay down your palette flat on the table like I do when I apply my eyeshadow, but just so you're aware. Not an issue once it's on your lids though. And also the metallic shades here, like the shiny ones, not the pressed glitter ones, these are so perfect for inner corner highlight and tear back highlight and all of that. Because it's such a buttery texture, again, it just, not only does it adhere well, but it also really illuminates that area without being like dry or scratchy or anything. That's all I have for you today. Thank you so much for watching as usual, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!